Rubber floor mats take a beating. Today we're going to show you how to clean and protect them. Let's get after it. To clean and protect your rubber floor mats, you're going to need a few things. If you have a pressure washer, that's going to be the best, but a hose will work. You're going to need some type of all-purpose cleaner, some brushes for agitation, microfiber towels, and some kind of non-slippery detailing spray. So as I mentioned, we're talking about specifically rubber floor mats today. There's some reasons for that, and we can get into some of the different types of floor mats, but today it's focused on rubber. Again, it does multiple things really well. It protects 100% whatever's underneath that floor mat. And as you can tell or couldn't tell by the stains on mine, I got some kids. So protecting that underside of the vehicle is really important to me. In my daily driver car, I use rubber. In my family vehicle, we have WeatherTech on the entire bottom of the surface of the car because I'm trying to get that car to last 10 years and I can't have the kids destroying that. So these things do a great job protecting that. They do, however, pose some difficult challenges. You might think, oh, it's just rubber, just wash it off. Yes, that's essentially what we're doing, but rubber is actually really has some fine kind of pores and textures that makes dirt really grab on to that mat. So if you just say, oh, you just hose it down and you wipe it with a rag, yes and no, you're gonna be taking a long time. This is gonna show you how to do it most efficiently, and then the protect phase is gonna show you how to keep it looking great long term. If you have a pressure washer, this is gonna save you a lot of time. If you don't, a hose is gonna help in this situation, and if it's a nice sunny day, it'll help in the drying step and things like that, but we'll get to that later. Shake off any kind of loose debris to start, and then this kind of nice fine layer of dirt and mud, and in my case, again, kids, chalk of all things. We're gonna try to get the majority of that off, and we'll see what's left with just the pressure spray phase. Clearly, that does a pretty good job, but you're gonna see after this dries, there's still gonna be some nasty looking kind of covers, and it's gonna look faded, so we'll take care of that in the next steps. Some of you might be thinking, this is a floor mat, it already looks pretty clean. If that's good enough for you, have at it. Spray it off and keep going. Again, it is a floor mat. It's still gonna be protecting what you drag in from your feet, whatever's on the road, bird poop, whatever you're walking through the fields, dog poop, or whatever, particulates. It's gonna keep it from getting into your carpet in your actual car. This is easier to clean than the inside of your car. We're gonna show you how to go to the ultimate step, and then ultimately at the end of the video, how to protect this to make it easier going forward to clean. So after this phase, you're looking at some kind of all-purpose cleaner to help lift some of that dirt left in from those pores in the rubber. You can use a general all-purpose cleaner. Trim Clean is also an all-purpose cleaner, but it's got some foaming action, so that's gonna help break those things out of that pores and lift them out a little bit to make it easier for the microfiber to pull them out. So we're gonna spray this all over the mat. If it's real bad, again, you can use some kind of agitation. We have kind of a medium bristle and a stiff bristle brush options. For this texture, I'm just gonna use this nice little oval pattern in the Subaru mats. And again, it shouldn't be a lot of elbow grease. This is mostly just helping drive the product into those pores to help lift that soil. That's all we're doing here. You can kind of see that foam getting discolored, again, showing us a good indication that we're pulling things out of those pores and crevices, and shout out to Rich, nooks and crannies. Sometimes the textures of the floor mats are gonna give you the most challenge. Again, they're trying to provide grip for where your feet are going. You know, rubber mats, especially during kind of the winter season, keep that salt out of there as well. So just work with those textures as much as you can. Again, we're just moving product around to help lift the stains out. Once you get to this phase, again, if you have the hose or the pressure sprayer out and ready for this, go ahead and do that. If you don't, you can go microfiber right now and just start kind of peeling this up. Again, your job is get the dirt and the soil from your mat into your microfiber. That's all this is doing. But if you do have the pressure sprayer or the hose with the jet function or something, do that, because that's gonna save you some time. So we'll just put this out here again. I will say it is important if you do not have the hose or the pressure sprayer. Again, all-purpose cleaners are gonna have some surfactants. They can be slippery if you're not getting that off. At the end of this, you wanna make sure you are not leaving anything slippery in your mats. That is a control surface. You use that to control your pedals and things like that, and it could transfer onto your actual control panels like your brakes and your gas pedal. Just don't mess with it. Make sure that there is nothing slippery left on your mats. So now this is dried and cleaned. What you're gonna see remaining is just like the wear and tear of the actual mat, which again, we're gonna be covering anything on that. If you are going to all this effort, final step for kind of cleaning and protecting is putting some kind of protection or sealant on your mats. Critical piece here is you don't want to put anything on here that's going to cause your mat to be slippery. So if you're concerned about the slipperiness, make sure you're kind of dialing that back by being very careful of taking excess off with microfiber, but you can also use things that are just inherently non-slippery. So we've made for a long time, going back decades in the pro market, non-silicone More Shine Less Time, which is a kind of a shop-safe detailing spray. It does not use silicone to add that depth and gloss. And so if you have a product like this that is non-silicone, you can simply, like a dressing spray, essentially spray and walk away. You can see this area has much deeper, richer color than the non-treated side. And depending on your preference of, jet black versus kind of matte finish, you can dial that back with a microfiber. There are also some kind of like homemade blends you can make that a lot of pro detailers use with a kind of IPA solution that does a good job cleaning and leaves a little bit of something behind. Now, this is gonna look really good wet. This will dry and just leave a little bit more protection there. But both of those things that are in there, kind of the DIY solution and the non-slippery sprays, they're gonna put a little bit of layer protection in that texture of the rubber, which is gonna make things less likely to kind of get in there and grab and stick, which is gonna make cleaning easier down the road. It's also gonna make your mats look great. When you walk in, you're not gonna have faded light gray mats. You're gonna have nice deep OEM looking color that matches the inside of your car. One of the other kind of details about these floor mats is the different styles. Like I said, we're covering rubber today, but different floor mats do different things for different environments, different seasons. I like a rubber mat primarily in the winter, again, because it's gonna help prevent lots of melting snow and ice and things like that, the salt water from the roads getting into your carpets and things like that. For me, actually, like the GOAT is WeatherTech, because they're almost like buckets. Again, children, for my phase of life, WeatherTechs are keeping everything from getting into the carpet and things like that. Rubber floor mats would be like my runner-up, because again, it's not necessarily reservoir for lots of big stains, like if the kids spill a bunch of apple juice in the back, but it's gonna do a good job of keeping my floors clean from all the things I bring in and drive in car every single day. The next tier, which sometimes I will do in the summer when it's not too wet, is like the OEM carpet with a rubber backing. There's some carpet, so it gives you a little bit nicer feel in the vehicle, but it's still got that rubber backing to keep the floor underneath in your vehicle from getting contaminated. Then below that is probably something like aftermarket mats that still do a good job of protecting, but it's just not gonna be the same kind of fit and quality you get with the OEM or the things that are like laser fitted like WeatherTech. So again, if you're really getting into this and worrying about making your floor mats look good, consider looking at different kinds of floor mats for different phases of the year or your life and things like that. So with those few steps, that's a great way to keep your floor mats looking great. And again, the floor mat's gonna help keep that car on the road for longer. If you'd like to see the other types of floor mats and how to clean those specifically, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Have more questions about detailing? We got a whole library full, starting with this video.